All right. Well, this is spontaneous, wasn't planned, just happened. We'll see what the bands are doing tonight. The shortwave band. Test out this connection. Get everything set up here. Um, Need to make myself a camera holder here for the desk. So again, spontaneous, open discussion. We're just going to look around the bands here and see what's going on. For those who like to complain, no need to complain. No one forcing anybody to do anything. No one forcing anyone to watch. Maybe I should try and center this out a little bit more. Sup? I would like to kill the light in here to cut down on any noise. Give me 1 second. All right, Detroit, Michigan. Let's see what's going on here. Always got to have the noise in the background, you know? Give me 1 second. Let's go straight after shortwave here. Hello. To get all set up. The bands seem a lot hotter tonight. I almost wonder what the difference is. Last week I did this and I was about 200 feet from this location and KNX was bleeding in on every single, all over the place. And here I'm not getting that at all. Here it's very clean. KNX got slapped by the FCC. Could you please explain?
¿Cómo estás? Todo el mundo acá por la cosa. La internet llega, el sol afecta el día, no hay tanto calor. Y nada, buscando a toda la audiencia, televidente internet, ya nuestra electricidad aquí, Ok, perfecto. Comenzamos. Ya no nos vamos para Madrid, vamos un poco más para allá, hacia el Asia. Vamos hacia los chinos. Pero los chinos en el Caribe, que es todo.
Resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. The same thing's going on for somebody else, that's happening to somebody else that you're experiencing.
As a resurrection, we may have to die like that. We may have to have our head chopped off. We may go through storms and things. Now we are going to appear.
Do I not have super chats turned on? Can you take a look at that, Ryan? I need my moderator's not here, my producer. I've been producerless for the last few of these. So I don't have someone looking at the back end. It's just me sitting here. Not that I'm trying to e-bag or anything, not that I'm like going after super chats, but people are asking about it. And some of these, Engineer Greg is joining shortly. Okay, well, we want to see Greg. I miss a lot of the, all I see is top fans. Because looking at this, I only see very limited amount of the conversation. I was looking back at the conversation and I missed like 3/4 of it. No, no external antenna. This is all stock. And yeah, the band is way better than it was last week, and it might have had something to do with the solar flares. They screw everything up.
One of the things that God has done is that He has fixed it so we can have more input down there in the house.
Oh, it came to the woman he wanted to marry. He ended up with the wrong one. He didn't want that one. You know, you've got all kinds of people who go through these different experiences. And most of them are cataloged or not.
Vamos a ver qué pasa. De todas formas, estamos hablando de un sistema cerrado, un país en crisis, pero bueno, no se puede tocar porque ya no ha dejado.
Por supuesto, a mí siempre me sigue preocupando cuando veo todos estos inversionistas, porque Cuba es un país donde se produce muy poco. Tiene muy poca capacidad de compra el ciudadano cubano, porque gana poco, el cambio es horrible, el cambio al dólar es...
Right now I'm on 10 megahertz, 9.4 to 10.
At the time, 2 hours, 12 minutes, coordinated universal time.
At the tone, 2 hours, 12 minutes, coordinated universal time.
Encuentro perfecto, pero en tus manos cabía.
IQ 40.
This is really the hottest I've seen it. And to be in the city and have it this hot, this is something going on. No Starlink tonight. I'm actually on like a real connection, a real cable connection.
For someone else. It's cold here in Philly. I want to know what's up down at the southern tip. Benson Boone's 24. IQ 40. I'm sorry I'm here.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. Since this seems to be unusually hot tonight, I'm going to try the AM broadcast band, which usually in the city is, nothing, but let's just try it. So get ready, get your earplugs out, because here we go.
بر اساس سود و زیان، وام‌های تعمیر و فروش پیستانتلی، خطوط اعتباری و وام‌های دوم هیلان، وام‌های املاک سرمایه‌گذاری و
That is 660 KTNN.
That is the day that a retailer would go into the black.
Oh.
That up to that.
Educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record.
This for the long term, and you got the AI app running in the background. There's nowhere. So there's no growth.
The ticking is the camera.
Well, what bad teams do is they start to point.
Wow, is this hot?
Where?
For the place. Watch what?
Yeah. 覺得呢件事係
experimentar.
So in LA, right around here, there's some blank areas where there's no local stations, and it is popping tonight. It's hot. This is all DX.
Right, I'm the good-looking Kenny Michaels.
Anyway, for their nuclear weapons. That's what I would imagine. Most interested in. Well, we do more than just talk. We're unapologetically progressive, and we don't black down.
Now, if I ask you, where can we find the most beautiful...
We're going to try long wave. KNX.
Look, that no.
Coordinated Universal Time.
100% de energía renovable. No sé si le...
So this is the hard rock station or music station on 5.50, right? Something like that. Yeah, WRMI 5850. Why do I always blank out on that? Better than any FM station we got here in town. They just all play the same music over and over and over, loaded with the same advertisements over and over and over. So in the past few weeks, we're going to do a little survey here. In the past month, we've done a tube table radio resurrection video, I think a transistor radio video, a really long black and white TV sort of restoration, and a piece of test equipment. What would you guys like to see next? What am I missing? I've pretty much covered everything. Should I fix a radio on a golf course? Or yeah, an outboard motor. That would be a great a vibrator repair. Didn't Lewis already do one of those? Do a live stream of a sex toy repair? It's already been done. Ham radio guy. Oh, that's a good idea. CB. We should see how the CB band is doing. Make a computer monitor a TV. That sounds like something the AI would recommend. 1930s radios. I got another one in the queue. It's actually done, but I don't want to do back-to-back of the same thing. Oh, yeah, that's just what I want to do. No, I'm going to try and stick to the topic here. If it doesn't have transistors or tubes in it, then I'm not going to talk about it. Yeah. Curtain burners. We replace curtain burners with diodes and capacitors. So if you just joined in, I'm taking requests, and some of them seem. And keep in mind, I need to stay in my lane. A guitar amplifier, there's guys that do that. Vibrators, there's guys that do that. More roundy content. Yeah, I got a couple things like that. CB radio revival with Cold War rants. Explain to newbies what tools are needed. I could do that. I've also thought about doing a crash course on how to read schematics and basically the layout of SAMs. Not that it would be well received. Mystery novelty radios. Okay. I should put this to a poll. I'm thinking a color TV might be next. CB radio resurrection. That seems to be pretty popular. I have a tube CB Turn a fish tank into a TV. Okay. How about an EOL? I haven't been inspired to do any EOLs. That's sort of an inspirational thing. You kind of have to 60s color tube tabletop. Okay. More boat anchors. Next time we DX, I think I'm going to pull one of those military receivers out. Boy, CBs really seem to be the... Okay, let me try and read that. So I mailed you a Claritone console radio that you identified the exact problem from just my description. What you wanted for... Oh. Yeah, I don't... I appreciate that. I appreciate the donations. I don't like to eBay or solicit. Okay, back to... How do I get this thing going again? Guild brand novelty radios, they were made in Los Angeles. I reached out to Bob about a collab, and he's busy. He's got something really cool he's working on right now. So yeah, I want to do like free email diagnoses. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm so successful at those. Okay, tube CB or color tube TV. Okay, we'll get that in the works. Let's go back to this for a minute. I like non-repetitive content. One thing I will say about the old tube CBs is so many of those were all crystal controlled, especially like the Johnson stuff. They're all crystal controlled, and the crystals are suffering from silver migration, just like the IF transformers and a lot of these old tube radios. And problem is it causes the crystals to be off frequency. So you'll get a old CB radio and you'll think, oh man, this thing's great, it's working. But if you actually put it up to a frequency counter, you'll see it's off frequency. The channels are narrow enough as it is. And then the crystals drift just enough that you're like on the edge of everything and you don't sound good. So the crystals are a big issue in old CBs. And of course, we don't have any crystal manufacturers left. And a lot of them, some of them are dual conversion and triple conversion. And so if you don't have good, crystals, you're screwed. Sweden, hello, Sweden.
And other related information.
God's the boss. Cuba, relacionada con Cuba, precisamente todo con Cuba. Pero antes de comenzar, quiero darle las gracias a la cantidad de personas que me dejan. An interesting coincidence because that recent day. De todas sus vidas, siempre alimentadas por Congo. Las maravillas de la obra creativa de Dios.
Line officially, Habermel, the tight end, zipped it.
Here's a question for you. Do you know this song? Okay, let's think about this. Why is it that everyone remembers hundreds of songs, almost note for note, they never set out to memorize? That's the power of sound. It's sticky. When you hear something week after week, it gets into your long-term memory even when you don't intend it to. You remember it because you heard it. That's why radio is the sticky advertising medium. You don't hear a newspaper or billboard, and really not a web page or a Facebook ad. Okay, TV has the power of sound too, but advertising on TV week after week can be pretty expensive. With radio, you can afford to get sticky. Then, when somebody's in the market for what you sell, who are they going to remember? If you want them to remember you, take advantage of radio, the power of sound.
This has been a message from a dying medium trying to stay relevant.
Online.com.
KTNN.
You're listening to Exit Country Classics, and I am Dylan Stone. Okay, right now, some Tim McGraw. It's called Please Remember Me. Now, fun fact, Tim's longtime buddy and producer, Byron Gallimore, once said the studio session felt like watching Tim pour his whole soul into a microphone. And he was quoted as saying, sometimes...
Further along.
Situations like this,
con su nombre, que se hace con su nombre. ¿Qué es? Oye, no es este...
We went through about a 3-day period where all we heard was the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald over and over and over. And every meme and every short and every reel, that's all it was the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And Gordon Lightfoot is back with another hit from the grave. I would like to get an ID on this station and see when this, but I have to sit here on this thing because this is DX.
TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether to forget.
More Gordon Lightfoot. This is a trip. The DX is literally like so hot tonight. There's just 4 stations all piled on top of each other here. Yeah, here comes the sun. You caught that from like 3 notes.
Los creyentes de Listra e Iconio tenían un buen concepto de Cristo.
You know what I should have brought? I didn't even think about it. I didn't know the AM band would be so hot. I have one of those RCA, the ones with the antenna on top, the navigator radios, that they used on boats to know which way to steer the ship. I have a restored RCA one of those, and since I'm next to the line, I could have run that tonight. It'd take me about a half an hour to go get it. I don't know if it's worth it. Yeah, it's hot. We have KTNN in Houston. Yeah, the AM band is really hot. I am not in the desert tonight. So Texan radio. Yeah, this is really hot. And this was just spontaneous.
Don't ever think it's a woman's fault.
This whole secrecy thing has gone too far, and we need to really put an end to it.
No offense to the Pope, but as I said on the air, it's kind of like you wait while the Senate debates.
Hard to find.
O sea, la economía de la salvación es el plan del Señor para...
Sí, me gusta. Vámonos entonces. Me encanta. Para todos los que nos gusta. Son las horas.
Going to be charging for the bargain. Sean Hannity.
What did they know and when did they know?
我对爱的定义是不是只有这一些？还是我？
I thought, Father, forgive them, for they know not.
그러니까 지금 단순히 폐 등가성을 1대1로 한다고 해서 정청래 대표가 당대표가 된다는 주장은 저는 좀 근거 없다. 왜 그러냐면
베드로 사도의 말씀처럼 다른 이로
Service and even quarterly service. Culture is going to.
Overcoats, tuxedos.
Lasts for a total of 120 days from the day she first invoked Section 546 after the departure of...
AI and companies using it are getting ahead. Download the free business guide.
Or in the Target app for free delivery. But
Went over the Wolverines.
Worsley leapt and hopped to the sidelines, get nudged out of bounds.
All year.
Alongside Jones Smith, 9% success rate. Most impotent. Just one visit.
At Prime Male Medical, their mission is to provide you the medical care you need for improved performance.
We offer a variety of treatments.
Today,
Something about me. I don't like to settle. I work hard to be my best.
Ellos ahí están.
In your time, yeah?
But now you're not, and you're tired of wasting.
Reports. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Tiffany Hobbs here for one more segment.
NetSuite helps you stay ahead of the pack. Right now, get their children with no government involvement.
Let's see. The Charlotte Hornets would win early.
I'm really surprised at how hot this is. Oh, we haven't done this. Okay, so the time thing, WWV, whatever you want to call it, it's on 2.55, 10, 15. Is it on 20 or 25? It's coming in on all of them tonight. That's how hot it is. Okay, so this is 2.5. I'm going to go through them. I'll do 2.55, 10, 15, and then we'll see. Okay. We'll start with 2.5. This is how hot the bands are tonight. Okay, 20 and 25 also. So 2.5. There's 5. There's 10.
At the time, 2 hours, 48 minutes, Coordinated Universal Time.
Okay, 15. And this doesn't do 20, but that's it. It's coming in. The bands are all wide open right now. This is sort of a rare thing right now. Let's go see if we can find some more Gordon Lightfoot.
咁到有呢個機會咧，其實都可以。有冇新？
Parte del Puma Rodríguez, creo que tiene la forma de medida.
Be a reason to have some form of martial law if anarchy begins to, rear its ugly head. Where do you live?
Bend, Oregon.
Bend, Oregon. Well, you wouldn't think there'd be riots in Bend, Oregon. But I mean, if there were people roaming through the streets of Bend, Oregon, stealing food, raping and pillaging, would you be in favor of the National Guard coming in to stop it?
I would be in favor of that.
Yes, okay. Well, then you answered your own question. Thank you. That is why FEMA has plans in place to deal with something of that magnitude. Now, I wouldn't...
KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, this is Councilman Kern Price.
这是一个就是现在比较 popular， 也是一个就是你谈到 AI 这个东西 ，AI 这个词。
Siento yo que como que 哎，都係感恩節嘅時候咧，我都會喺度諗，啊，其實好感恩。
Ya estamos de vuelta. La emoción crece. El público.
You're listening to the Jill on Money Show.
Con la que te des...
然后就是
where I am left totally exposed to the assaults of the world, the flesh, and the devil.
민주당이 한 건 아니에요. Everyone is watching major movements ripple through the markets these days, sparked by new policy shifts out of Washington and activity from the Federal Reserve. Americans have faced uncertainty before.
깨트리지 아니한다. 그것을 파도.
Bed bugs. There's more than one if you see one. So you just, ants, roaches, of course. Roaches are nocturnal. Rats are nocturnal. They come out at night. So during the day you go and look and, you're not.
Someone just said they bought a shortwave radio off of eBay. What kind of shortwave radio did you buy?
And I have to tell you, it took me a week with my guy.
So let me give one tip here on shortwave radios. That's pretty much my thing. So when you're looking for a shortwave radio, you want the bands divided up as much as possible. You'll have a lot of shortwave radios will have they'll have like all of this on one or two bands, and you don't want that. You want it divided up in small sections. That's where you get your sensitivity from. If you spread it real wide, it's really hard to get a sensitive radio. That's why you want the bands just, as many separate, what would you call these, separate selectors. That way you divide it down and you can finely tune the front end for a much more narrow. So like this is only 2 megahertz, 2 to 4, right? This is 2 to 4. This is 4 to 9. So that's 5 megahertz. This is 9.4 to 10. So that's like 0.6, 0.7. This is 11.4 to 12.3. So that's 0.9. So this is divided down really, really, into small sections, and that's how you want it. That's what makes this radio so good. If you're buying a shortwave radio that has, one section of shortwave and it goes from, 2 to 20, it's not even going to be worth your time. You need it divided down anyway.
To them which are in Christ Jesus.
How do you stay in Jesus?
top fans. Let me see. Do I see Orange Boy here? I do not see Orange Boy. Orange Boy did not make it. Trevor is number 1 today. If you're late, you can always scroll back. Just take the thing and drag it back to the beginning, and you can watch it at 2x speed, and then it'll catch up.
Christ shall be placed into either woe to end.
Call 1-800-338-3030 to make your reservations for this Sunday at Faith Center. That's 1-800-338-3030. It is no secret what God.
Okay, so what is this? I'm getting something on like 7.5 and 8.5. It's the same thing, and it's playing a lot of Motown stuff. So it's on 7.5 or around 7.5. No, WRMI is down here.
It is no secret what God can do. What is done for others.
91, Walterboro, South Carolina.
WRMI is on 7.5. Okay, so what is 7505?
Gathering gray.
WRNO. Are you getting that one, Ryan? Are you getting that one at home?
It's time for the dead air radio. Radio this evening and over the internet at our YouTube channel, Christian America Ministries over on YouTube, as well as Spotify and TuneIn and BigSpeak as well. And you can learn more about this ministry by going to our website, ChristianAmericaMinistries.org. And if you listen to us on shortwave radio this evening, you can go to our website, click the little radio icon at the right-hand part of the screen, and get us a reception report. By filling out the little form there, let us know how and where you're listening. And if you do that, we'll send you a free gift, one of the books that this ministry offers. Just as a thank you for taking the time to let us know where you're listening and how you're listening out there. And while you're at our website, you should check our broadcast schedule because we're currently broadcasting more now than ever before. We've got a full broadcast schedule there, and we still broadcast over the week.
Well, in this podcast, we're going to be jumping right into the topic, and that is the topic of Eastern Orthodoxy and the Eastern Orthodox Church, and why so many people seem to be converting from Protestantism to either Eastern Orthodoxy or even Catholicism. But Eastern Orthodoxy, but overlaps with Catholicism so much, we're going to be touching on both of them. And in this broadcast, I've invited Pastor Joshua back on the program. He's been people that seem to either know people or we've known people ourselves that have converted from Protestantism into Eastern Orthodoxy. Recently, there seems to be some kind of movement, I guess you could say, of people doing it. And we have to come on and do a program kind of breaking down some of the concerns with Eastern Orthodoxy. And we've only covered so much in that.
Times. The noun agape is found 116 times. It is translated love 86 times and shared.
And the wicked with the brightness.
It's already cooled off quite a bit compared to what it was when we first started an hour ago. This thing was filled. Not to say that some of the stations haven't gone to sleep based on their time of operation, but still, it's an hour ago, man, it was cooking hot. Maybe when the next one of these I should start early. I should start right before sundown.
Nasty young man. I'll answer it anyway. Except those days is shortened, there would no flesh be.
I've said many times, people get this confused. One can be outside in the world and have love, but if we're talking...
Gente de pueblo libanés, justifican las sucesiones al afirmar que busquen el grupo respaldado por...
And it is a movement of feminism, is what one of them said, which I can't really argue with their...
You better go down the door now.
Things about Orthodoxy and Roman Catholicism in the 21st century. Now, I've got a question for that because you would not have this same opinion coming out of firmly Protestant if Eastern Orthodoxy.
happened to that whole 3-eye atlas thing? Didn't that thing land on the sun so it could colonize the sun or whatever it was with a new civilization? What happened to that? That was sort of like the hot new, here come the visitors, and then it kind of just like went away. What happened to that? Did I miss something?
Tú me das todo de ti, sin a cambio esperar.
Brief definition of Terminator seed technology, and I got from another source.
This is where we have come to with that situation. But
A pesar de tantos años,
Someone is asking what the origin is of what? Specifics. Origin of what? I'll try and answer the question, but when you just say origin of my username, that's like, okay, well, yeah. Can you be more specific?
¿Alguna vez olvidaste una contraseña o extravió su teléfono celular?
Signed Philadelphia's first constitution in 1776, which says
Okay, I guess I'm being asked about the origin of my YouTube username. Well, Shango is one of the West African gods of lightning and thunder. So there you got that. And if you're new to the internet, back years ago, I don't know if it still does it, 10, 12 years ago, whenever I initiated this channel, the internet liked to recommend usernames, recommend handles. And I think that's probably where at least some of that came from. It was recommended, or it was one of those things where, oh, this is not available, so how about this? And then, you just say, okay, I'm done fighting with this damn thing. So you say, okay, I'll take that one. So I believe that's probably where it came from. I don't remember what it originally started as, what I was searching for. But it ended up what it is, and that's what it is. So there's not much more behind it than just that. Right? So does that answer that question? Yes, the internet used to recommend usernames quite a bit. But it does have some meaning, and it has other meaning. And I'm not going to go into this whole like deep thingy about trying to. Yeah, and I guess you too, Ryan. That was green NE2 bulbs. Right.
Now expired is told or extended for 6 more months so that both
No, I was not born in 66. I'm a Gen X, not a boomer.
charges, but with a different U.S. attorney signing.
John Branyan, Ken Kington, and Jeremy Nunes. These collections are great stuff. Si tú estás haciendo
In polos and khakis.
No, I don't. When did Gen X start? Okay, we got to ask the telephono here. When did Gen X start? Oh, you're right, 1965 to 1980. Okay, all right. Well, I'm mid 70s. I'm a disco biscuit. How about that? Right.
On one level, it's
Harrison. And he was only in office for 3 months. And
Indiana, you just play the comments from Fernando Mendoza, and he kind of summed it all up.
experience.
Sano coming up without any warm-up gear for the bid ball.
I think on the foodie chat.
Are you tired of online threats?
Your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino.
Disco biscuit, not baby biscuit. Disco biscuit.
Excitement and comfort you.
Según el gobierno debe ser la base del nuevo proyecto de nación y también un cambio de régimen que pretende redefinir.
Soak in the story and remember the Hollywood area. One of the he lets you walk right into it. Here is Toby Keith. This is called Who's That Man? Exit Country.
This is a brilliant song. Toby Keith was really a brilliant writer. And I know not everybody's into country music, and the AI overview thinks I hate country music, but Toby Keith was really a brilliant writer.
I get to Canada.
When it comes to just plain storytelling, Toby Keith really had an edge. A big fan of his. I should pull up that thing. I can't look at it. That thing that you sent me, Ryan, about the AI. Okay, so the thing about those top charting AI songs, there's a little bit of a trick going on there. What they're doing is they're buying the songs online. They're posting them and then they're buying them. And what that does is it puts it at the top of a chart. And the chart it's putting at the top of is something like fastest selling or most sold electronic song, something like that. It's not like these AI country songs are charting on the country station on the radio. I've listened to them and I mean, yeah, they're just not there yet. I mean, it's the AI stuff just doesn't leave a memorable impression yet. I don't know. Are they playing the AI songs on country radio?
Ingresos de los trabajadores que se han implementado.
This is ESPN Radio from the Murdoch Chevrolet Studio.
Not playing smart football there and getting the flag, and we're really.
Aquí los voy a nombrar.
Te burlas de mi casa.
La radio ha sido una...
Tanto a mi hija, que una vez usé un aspirador para sacarle los mocos a las 3 de la madrugada. Ganaste.
Some distance for their lead in the
Let's scan FM and just make fun of it. We could do that real quick. So I mean, I know all the stations. So on these Zenith radios, the 1000 is the same as this. It just doesn't have FM. The 2000 is the AM FM one with the big speaker that's supposed to sound good. And then the 3000 is this one, which has FM. And the 7000 is the updated version of this. So here we go.
$25 per kilo. Aquí me tienen.
Okay, so this is K-Rock, 106.7 K-Rock. Everybody should know what that is. That's the alternative station. It sort of peaked several years ago, and it's sort of dropped off ever since then.
World famous K-Rock. K-Rock.
This is Power 106, your big power, low IQ FM, overmodulated, too much bass. So let's just let it rip here. This is the country station right here. Sounds more like blues. This should be K-Big, or what is this? One of my FM now. It used to be K-Big. It used to be Love Sounds, but now it's just like sappy adult crap. I'm just skipping over the Hispanic stuff. This is Coast 103.5. They just play like Christmas music eight months out of the year.
Coast 103.5.
Tyson Air Wrap. Y a partir del martes, compra máscaras de...
February 4th through the 16th of May.
Wow, my dial scale is off. This should be 102.7 KISS FM. Everybody should know what KISS FM is. It was sort of like the kids' music, the teenage. I believe this is KJLH. This is owned by Stevie Wonder. This is one of the only independents. It's like a R&B, an adult format, R&B soul. This is K Earth 101. They play the same 25 songs over and over and over and over again. 80s, mostly 80s, some early 90s. This is K-Love. This took over one of the only independent rock and roll stations. I actually got video and posted a video of their farewell. I forget. The Sound. It was 100.3 The Sound. When I was growing up, it was pirate radio. I think it's a lease station, or it was a lease station, a locally owned lease station, and it would change formats every 5 years or something. It's got kind of gone from cool to pretty disappointing. However, there are people that listen to it. I do see a bunch of cars, that have this playing in it. That's fit to give the king This should be 99.5
with Donna Rush was
KKLA.
Sponsored by 99.5 KKLA. Calling all women out there.
There you go.
You are.
This is 98.7. When I was growing up, this was another soft station, another instrumental love sounds. Get some water here. Station. Now it's kind of alternative, like 106.7. It's ridiculous that I know all of these damn things without even looking at the dial.
Danica, love that. Happy Thanksgiving week. Got AFI Radiohead Almost Monday coming up for you all after our dude Somber. So keep it here and maybe eat some Thanksgiving leftovers while you're at it.
Pfizer. Are you worried about retirement? I'm Anthony Sicaro, and my Amazon best-selling book, More Life Than Money.
This is KNX 97.1 FM.
MoreLifeThanMoneyBook.com and entering promo code KNX.
Need an accident attorney by your side.
Conexión rápida, llamado fácil.
KLOS 95.5. They were doing yacht rock. They are one of the older classic rock, dad rock stations in the area. They've been that way since I was a baby. And they say they're locally independently owned again. And this station plays yacht rock sometimes, and they were featured in a video on a console stereo, and they actually commented on the video. That was very cool.
Hello, it's Flea, Anthony, and Chad. We're the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and this is 95.5 KLOS.
It was crazy from the get-go. Neither one of us.
This is 94.7, The Wave. This is like the KCBS, the CBS, or whoever, Viacom, or whoever owns what was CBS. This is like the adult contemporary soul type stuff. It's nowhere near as independent as KJLH. Well, I guess it's tolerable. Yeah, it used to be smooth jazz. Good. And 94.7, of course, was KMET. I think this is K-Day. This is 93.1 Jack FM. This is the fully automated dealy thingy. And now we're going to start to get down into territory where all the college stations are, and I'm not really familiar with them. I think this is urban contemporary. This is Real 92.3. This is the FM classical station. I think is it KUSC. This should be what am I blanking out on it? KCRW. One of the NPRs, but they play a lot of good music. This is one of the stations I can kind of handle. And this is 89.9. I don't know the call letters.
Only thing giving me hope. Nobody called me back for an interview except Macy's. Now, Macy's want to do a background check. They want to do a drug test, fine. But Macy's just needed to know two things. I'm menopausal, and don't put me in customer service.
I don't know what this is.
Well, my gym is right next door, so after I work
These are college stations. And then, of course, this is 88.1 K-Jazz. This is probably one of the better stations. Long Beach University. No commercials, no news at the top of the hour. Just music. Just American standards, jazz, big band, Sinatra. Just music. And then right below this will be Channel 6. Television Channel 6, which is still on the air without video.
Quite a bit on KLON at that time, and we heard the tune called Highway 1, and that's a Bobby Hutchison composition, and this band led by Alex Norris on trumpet, and producer and bass player Andy Gonzalez here on this track, Highway 1, Rumba Club. Before that, we heard from the legendary Cuban bassist Israel Lopez Cachao, a great album called Cachao y su Descarga 77. And we heard La Trompeta y la Flauta, the trumpet and the flute, with Chocolate Armenteros and El Negro Vivar, both featured on trumpets. Gonzalo
giving you an idea of what this
Lino
is.
Frias piano, the great Carlos Patato Valdez, again here on congas, with Julito Collazo and Virgilio Martí on percussion, and the great Cachao on bass. 1977, the album Cachao y su Descarga 77. At the top of the set, we heard some...
This is Channel 6.
Aquellos que conocen hermano, aquellos, es que Dios está en la eternidad.
The very best in Latin jazz on a Saturday night. Jazz on the Latin side. My name is Jose Rizzo. And if you really enjoy Latin jazz, you can listen to Latin jazz here Friday nights from 8 to 11 p.m. And like you're doing tonight on a Saturday night, right after Nothing But the Blues, Saturdays from 6 to 10 p.m. Jazz on the Latin side. Let's continue with the great jazz pianist Horace Parlan. This is an album called Headin' South, a great album from 1961 with Horace Parlan, the composer of this tune, a tune called Headin' South. And we will listen to that with George Tucker on bass and Al Harewood on drums, Ray Barreto on congas, pianist Horace Parlan.
And they really got a clean audio signal on this. It's not overly processed. It's not over modulated. It's just clean. And, you know, down here, this is your suit and tie and martini. And up here is your do-rag and doing, you know, a street takeover and blowing your rear end out of your G37 that you stole the night before.
Pass to Zoo behind him. Brandon Williams, the steal with the pedal down. He gets to the rim and lays it up with the right hand. Time. 9.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I'll probably get on a list for that one. It's true, though.
Nada imposible. Y precisamente lo importante es buscar a Jesús.
Just when all seems I'm letting go and I'm back to still. No race to run, no mask to wear, just candles.
The FCC approved a special mode of ATSC 3.0 that supports an analog FM audio carrier on 87.75. Are they even still? I don't think they're using channel 6 for digital, are they? I thought they were only using the higher stuff, the higher frequencies.
So you expect your running backs to be a little bit more quiet. Yeah, but A.J. Brown is playing that part, just like he always has. But you know, conversely, you know, when the microphone is
Does a G37 use a CVT? No, I do not believe so. It's a rear-wheel drive. Non-CVT rear-wheel drive. That's why they like those. They can disable the traction control and they'll rip the tires off the back.
Cuatro angelitos que me la guardan. Dos a los...
Not 88.1. Channel 6 is not on 88.1. It's on 87.75 or whatever was posted. Glad I made it for this. Yeah, this was spontaneous, and the bands have been really hot, so. Yes, Radio Guadalupe, Channel 6, no longer has a video signal to it. They turned that part of it off, but now it's an FM stereo carrier. Greetings from Melbourne, Australia. Hello, Australia. Peak Entertainment. Let's go back down here.
covenant, he would have got killed. But, you know, the point was never to worship them. Nobody worships cherubims in heaven through
Australia's coming in tonight.
are not something to be worshipped. You know, so in the temple when pomegranates are there, or lions or oxen underneath the seat, the brass seat, or whatever.
Whenever you do a live stream, it's always tricky because you're going to hit some parts of the world at a prime time, and you're going to hit other parts of the world at when everyone's asleep. Hong Kong.
And that outflow is what can be, we'll call it demonstration. I get.
Not ignoring anybody here. It's just the way this thing skips through and displays messages. Stay on for 24 hours. Yeah, right. Summer sweaty afternoon. Wow, a lot of Australia. Hello.
It says in the book of Revelation,
Yeah, doing a 24-hour show, that would be pretty entertaining. I don't know how I would pull that off. New Zealand. Okay, so we're on Sunday afternoon in that area. Nicotine tracking. "24/7.
Thing in your life and in mine, then to understand what is it that God desires of his children. God has a plan. We've talked about that many times. With this clarity.
Yeah, so we could do this. On YouTube, there's now something like Facebook, and you can post things to the community. You can post pictures to the community, like Facebook. So if you watch these videos and they actually got you excited, post a picture of the radio that you bought. Don't hijack it.
People are blessed abundantly that way, and others, their blessing is not so much what God puts in the palm of their hand. They don't see it that way. I see it as the blessing, first and foremost, that God called us. First and foremost, that he called us. If he chose us out from among those he didn't. That's my first praise. If God never did, another thing from Melissa Scott, the fact that he called me into his kingdom from outside.
Making me become heavier and more impressive with each passing moment. I had the feeling something.
Yeah, they took a break. They took a break during the government shutdown. They took a break, and then once the funding came back, they unleashed the spraying, and we got 5 inches of rain in a week. And I've never seen that here before December. We actually had clear skies during the government shutdown.
In a time frame, and the evening and the morning was the first day, and the evening and the morning was the second day.
To put into the kingdom.
I don't know. You can say whatever you want. There's plenty of photographic documentation of all that.
And that person said, I don't.
I'm glad we went to digital TV in a way. A lot of people don't like it, but the thing that's nice about it is you don't have to fight with the tuner. You don't have to wear the, if you have an old TV, you don't have to fight with the tuner. You just, as long as it works good on channel 3 or 4, you know, there used to be a whole industry about rebuilding TV tuners. You don't have to deal with that anymore. You just put it on channel 3 or 4 and use your set-top box. You get a good antenna. You get hundreds of channels with nothing but garbage on them. Anyway. Yeah, ATSC 3.0 is supposed to be better at multipath, but again, digital tuning is all or nothing. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's true. A lot of people don't like that, but again, antenna is everything. So if you get a good antenna, like I got a rooftop antenna, and I get everything perfect. So maybe I'm spoiled because I live in the city and the signals are all super straight. But yes, you do need a directional antenna for digital to reject the multipath. And there is no such thing as a digital antenna. A good old log periodic from the 70s TV antenna will work just fine. Is that actually you, Brian? I saw the Fred X there. Never would have expected to see you here. I actually think I located. Wow. Okay. Hello. I think I actually located that spot, and I'm going to head out there and do one of these live streams from out there. I think I located that spot where we did those recordings at out in the desert 30 years ago. 30 freaking years ago.
The dead, they will repent. And here it comes out. The rich man had one problem. He wouldn't repent. He just wouldn't repent. Now he thoroughly understands why he's in hell. See, he knows. He says, send them to my brother till they'll repent. That must mean that he hadn't repented. And he said unto him, if they hear not Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded, though one rose from the dead. And the example of that is that Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead in John chapter 11.
Let's celebrate. My hair is curly, my eyes are, I wear glasses. Yeah, you know, I still have all the... One of these days I need to rip all that stuff to MP3. I miss the days of analog phones. They were so much fun doing all the phone phreaking, the 2600 magazine, taking the diode out of the Bearcat scanner so you could listen to your neighbor's cordless phones. calling the hotlines and harassing them. I built the quarter. I should do a video on that. I still have it. The little quarter that you would hold up to the payphone out of 2600 magazine. I don't even know how many people know what I'm talking about. You used to be able to go to the record store. Wow, they made this so the Zoom works. That's cool. I could do a whole video on 2600 magazine and some of the stuff I built. Yep, there you go, the Captain Crunch whistle. You just with all this digital crap now, there's more privacy than ever with the people that don't matter, and there's less privacy with the people that do matter. The government and that can listen to everything, but you can't listen to your neighbors. It's ridiculous. Yep. 49 megahertz, 49.860 was the frequency, and all the stupid baby monitors were on that, and some of the baby monitors would go 1,500 feet. You could listen to everything going on in your neighbor's house with just a simple scanner. Then when they went to the 800 megahertz amps, you could listen to listen to the cell phone calls on the A block and B block 800 megahertz stuff. Those were the days. Drive-through walkie-talkies. Yes, that's McDonald's used to be on MERS, like 154, and those stupid little radio headsets that the kids would wear at the drive-through. Those things would transmit like half a mile. They were probably a watt. Just radiated the testicles off of all of those people that used them. I have lots of recordings of that stuff on cassette. Yes, I still have those pressure zone microphones I made somewhere. They're around here somewhere. You're taking me back, man. Why are you doing this to me? You're screwing with my head here.
What shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And the harvest is the end of the world. You see?
So I'm gonna try and do that. I'm gonna try and hit that spot out in the desert, and I'll do a live stream from there. Look for it.
The day of the Lord is at hand. We are about to see the beginning of the seventh day, the last day.
435 repeater. I don't know about that. Good question. Good question. That was always an up-down roller coaster between the FCC and the free speech people.
And when that period of time is over, then you have another ending.
That was interesting. Dropped me for a second there. Yeah, the cell phones, people used to clone cell phones.
Certainly.
You know, now you can't even really listen to the police. They have the police have their voice frequency, but they don't hardly use it anymore. Everything they do now goes through those digital terminals. So they're really, quite effective at keeping people from listening and even keeping the news, the media from knowing what's going on. They control everything through their own filtered press releases now.
Where would be his ideal landing spot? Yeah, look, I think I kind of echo Tim say. I think it's a tricky situation for Rodrigo Johnson because,
And there's also something very spontaneous. Both exist within the...
What happened to the Packard Bell console? You repaired the... I don't know. Are you talking about the Packard Bell console that I converted the germanium transistors to silicon and rebiased it? I remember that one. Playing those cassettes and I don't know. Update on the new old stock test set. Yeah, nothing going on. It's working flawlessly. I used to do crazy stuff with the scanner. Sometimes I'd be working with DJs and clubs, and I would just take the scanner and I would scan through the cordless phones in the neighborhood. And I would just tell if I found a good conversation, I would just tell the DJ, go to an instrumental track, and I'd grab the mic and I'd put it up to the scanner and let the person's phone call play into the club sound system with people dancing to it. Well, those were the days. They've taken all of that away from the youth now. You just can't do that anymore. These poor kids, they just don't know. I have recordings of that. I have absolutely amazing stuff recorded to cassette where we would just do random stuff like that. And we're not talking that long ago. We're talking the 90s, which I guess is 30 years ago, but that's it. The drugs are better. Oh, yeah, the drugs are way better. They just kill you. I often get into this question with some of the kids that I work with. What the hell do you guys do on a Friday or Saturday night now? Sit at home and play video games? I mean, everything's gone. Like they've bulldozed all the bowling alleys, all the skating rinks. They're starting to tear down the amusement parks. You don't see the... Yeah, I don't want to go into play. I don't want to go into this like reminiscing thing, but it's a fascination to me. What do these kids do now? I mean, no wonder why they're so damn handicapped. They have no life experience at anything because there's nothing to do. You sit at home and look at, whatever they want to feed you on your phone or play a video game. You live like in a totally artificial world. Yeah, shopping malls are gone. Those are all going away. Kids used to go to the mall. Kids used to go to the movies. Now it's all like fed through a wire into your brain. Okay, that's where you're at, but LA is dead, man. LA is dead. Everything cool has become, low income housing, those property line to property line boxes that go up 7 stories that 3/4 of the units are not rented out. Anyway, I should probably get off that topic, but yeah, maybe somewhere, but
Lordy, have mercy on me. The judge is wild as he picks up his pen. 99 years in the cold from men. 99 years underneath the background. It's good thing I shut that bad bitch down. I know you're trying to misunderstand me. They all been with me and listen.
is this Johnny Cash?
You're listening to WRMI, Okeechobee, Florida. Yes, sir.
Hey, man, what's going on?
I'm listening to the Dead Man Lincoln Trip. If you're enjoying the show, drop us a line. Just let us know what you think and where you're listening from. You can email us at TennesseeMacabre, that's MACACRE, @gmail.com. Craig, I should wait for me up there. Real
So we could try the Pirates. Of course, the Pirates are probably not going to have big antennas and really strong signals like this. To do the Pirates, we would probably need to go out to the desert and string up a big antenna and string a big ground plane and really try and jam some signal into one of these radios. So it's about around 6,900. I just think the noise floor is too high here. Boy, that is hauling ass. For code, that is cooking. Oh, this is Morse code. That's hauling ass. Where am I now? I am at home in LA. I am not out. Yeah, the Morse code sounds like this because I'm not injecting an oscillator. I'm not injecting a tone into it. Morse code is very effective because of course, I don't know it, but it's early digital, right? And it cuts right through the noise. Like if you can just barely hear it and make it out over the noise, you can figure it out. We don't want to knock Morse code. It's very effective. Yeah, it's extremely narrow bandwidth, but it cuts through noise. And yeah, you could transmit Morse code with a spark gap or a buzzer or any of that.
Sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city
A little minute work. Wonder who this is. This is about might be WWCR. This is like 4840. No, I'm sorry. It was above. It was 50 something. Yeah, 50-50. Mass shooting at Child's. Are we getting breaking news here? I mean, what else is a child's birthday party good for? Is it one of those, did they have a bunch of G37s outside? Or G35s? Taking a look, I don't see anything yet. What model is that Zenith? It's a Transoceanic 3000. Let's see, let's look at the 3000 we're getting. See you, Ryan. Get a good radio and we'll do a split screen. Invite a friend thingy.
The first place that a picture of a wrist with the hospital bracelet on.
Okay. I can understand enough of it to know it's Spanish. All right, I think it's about getting to be about time to sign off. We need to do this again from the desert or something, and I need to get one of those marine radios out. I got that RCA marine radio. Does it have medium wave? Yes, I'm on medium wave right now. We're going to take a look at medium wave. You call it broadcast. Can you pick up LAX NDB on long wave? There used to be a bunch of markers or locators on long wave, but they're all gone now. They just, it's a Morse code thing repeating over and over and over again, but There's nothing on long wave here anymore. Nothing. Let's just see what the medium wave band is doing. Then I'm gonna go to bed. And yes, we'll do this again since it looks like the band is opening up. I can't believe how much different this video is over last weekend. Same time, just 1 week apart. It's like a totally different experience. I usually do this from the desert.
유네스코 세계유산에 등재를 할 때
I think, I'm not saying you would have loved it, but had we...
Yeah, the band is way open. This is just the wrong place to be doing this from. So we'll do this again, and I wish there was a way to predict it. I think there is sort of a website that does predict propagation, but who knows how accurate it is. So, all right. Until next time,